This year, Northfield School District has adopted a set of criteria to help improve our instructional practices using Schoology. One of these criteria include that all text-based documents must be accessible for text-to-speech. The school district has purchased and pushed out to all teacher and licensed staff iPads Claro PDF Pro. This video will walk you through the steps of utilizing this app to convert scans and images into text-based documents. If you'd like to access this video in the future, or if you'd like to check out the training that was provided during workshop week, please take a look at the 2021 Instructional Service Guide located in our portal. Scroll to the bottom and you will find accessibility help. You will have access to the training that was provided during workshop week, as well as any additional and future training. Today's assistive technology tip is how to maximize the use of Claro PDF and Claro PDF Pro for teachers. First, let's identify the difference. Claro PDF is a free app that is available to all students in self-service. Claro PDF Pro is now available to all teachers and licensed staff, and it shows up automatically on the iPad. This is the app that is used to convert image text into true text. What is true text? True text is text that can be manipulated or used with the text readers on the iPad. Who needs true text? Students who need to access text materials in an auditory format. The Claro PDF free app is an app that allows the students to both listen to the text as well as annotate on top of the PDF. Notability does not allow this, and I will demonstrate that here in a few minutes. Claro PDF Pro also does the same functions as Claro PDF, but it has an added function of being able to convert those pictures into text. So we can provide our students with instructional materials in a format that can be read for them. If you need additional information about the Claro PDF tools, please check out the website, as well as with every Claro PDF Pro or Claro PDF app, there's also a user manual that will explain everything I go through today, as well as multiple other features of these robust apps. So let's go ahead and explore the Claro PDF Pro, and I've created a step-by-step guide on how to convert pictures, documents into a readable doc. So what you see here is my iPad, and I have a split screen view, so I can see all the steps that I need to take, as well as I have my Schoology page up as well. So I can grab the documents I have in my Schoology course and convert them right on the iPad. And you'll also see on this step-by-step guide 3 tabs along the bottom. The first tab is to walk you through if you are opening a PDF document directly from the iPad and you want to convert it directly from iPad app to iPad app. The next tab across the bottom instructs you on if you are airdropping the PDF from, let's say, your laptop onto the iPad to convert. And finally, there's an instruction on how to convert a paper worksheet. So that is how to take a picture of a worksheet with, let's say, your iPad camera or your phone and convert it to a text-based document, a true text document. What we're going to go through first is that first tab. If you're opening a PDF document directly on your iPad and you want to convert it. So here's an example. I have my Schoology class, and then I'm just going to open up a folder, and within that folder there's a PDF. And the PDF, if I click on it, you'll see it is just an old scan of a worksheet. Now that document I know is not true text, and the reason I can tell is if I touch it, I can't select a word, a letter, a phrase, anything. It's just a picture. So I'm going to come over here to my step-by-step guide, and then I'm going to go to step number 1. Step number 1 says tap the share icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Now the share icon will look like this most often, but it also could possibly look like this. So I'm going to go and tap that, share. The next step is slide the app offerings until you see the more offering. So what I'm going to do is put my finger on the app offerings, and I'm going to slide it and slide it and slide it until I see more. Another option is, and sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. If it does show up, you can go ahead and click Copy to Claro PDF there. If it doesn't show up, you would want to go to More and then Copy to Claro PDF Pro there. Either way, it works. Often though, you may not see it in your slide bar because if you don't use it often enough, it's not going to show up as one of your priority apps. So high likelihood you might have to go to More and then scroll up and then select Copy to Claro PDF Pro. And that is step number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and tap Copy to Claro PDF Pro, arrive, and show up on the page. I'm just going to go ahead and put my step-by-steps right next to us there so we can follow our steps and do. Again, I'm using split screen on the iPad. So we are now on step number 4. It says it will then open the PDF file in Claro PDF Pro. Tap the blue play button on the bottom to test to see if it's true text. Now we've already tested it, but we're going to go ahead and do that next step, and I'm going to tap that blue play button. And when I do that, it'll automatically throw up this message. It'll say, no text was found on this page. Do you wish to convert this PDF to text PDF? And I'm going to say yes. Now, let's say if it was true text, it would start reading and we wouldn't have to do anything. But since it's not true text, I'm going to select yes. The next thing it's going to do is going to ask me if I want to use my credits to convert this document. 1 credit equals 1 page. There are 14 pages in this document. If you can think of a credit or pages like a ream of paper, each Claro PDF Pro comes with 5,000 credits. So that's like a full ream of paper. Once you run out of credits, you will need to contact IT or instructional practices coach and we will get you more. So I'm going to click yes. And then you will see in the upper right hand corner this blue wheel spinning. That means that it is taking that image, sending to a cloud-based resource, and at that cloud-based resource, they are converting your image into text. This will not occur if you do not have internet access. This is the part that requires internet access. Once the process has completed, it'll prompt you to save your file and enter a name. It will ask you if you would like to use the name of the document plus OCR, meaning that it's optical character recognized, or you can overwrite the current file. I typically like to just override the current file because I do not need 2 copies of the same file, one accessible, one not. I just want one that is truly accessible. So then I just go ahead and if I like the original title, I will keep it as that, and then I will select Overwrite Current File. And then it's going to ask me, am I sure? And I'm going to say yes. Once I have completed that step, I'm going to go ahead and test to make sure if it truly converted into a text-based document. And I can do this by pressing the little blue triangle on the bottom down here. Okay, and it passed the test. it read and highlighted as I went. I can change the settings and I can help my students with their settings here. If I want the voices to be male or female, if I want the rate to change, if I want the mode of highlight color being a different color. Right now I have it yellow, maybe I want it blue. Again, I would explore those with my students to get their settings the way they like them for the auditory support. So again, right now we're working on converting the picture into true text. It converted into true text. Now the last step is to move the document where I want it. So I'm going to tap the share button in the upper right, select if you would like the annotations embedded, flattened, or ignored, then tap the word share. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the upper right hand corner. I'm going to tap share. Again, it's going to ask me if I want to embed, flatten, ignore. It will also ask if I want all 14 pages. Now this could be a large document that I want to divide into smaller sections, and then I can upload or share certain pages. So maybe I would like 1 through 4 uploaded, and then I can come back and upload 5 through 14. So I can choose how many pages I upload at a time, but in this case I want all 14 pages uploaded, and I want to flatten my annotations. And then I'm going to share. Then it's going to ask me, select how you would like to share it by selecting the app you want to use. So if I want to airdrop it back to my MacBook, I will select airdrop. If I want to email it to myself, I'm going to select email. If I want to place this in my Google Drive because I organize my content in my Google Drive, I can share it to my Google Drive. Maybe I want it to go right back into, right back into Schoology. So Schoology is not an app I use often, so I would go to More, and then I'm going to select Copy to Schoology. So if I want to just put it right back into that course, it's going to copy into Schoology, and I can add it to my resources. And now that I have added a new view of Reconstruction 1, I can go ahead and select it in my sample course, and I can now select it, choose how much of the text I want read, and ask it to speak.
Whatever you were taught or thought you knew about the post, Civil War era is probably wrong in the light of recent study. So what the editorial
And
comment.
so I'm not sure if you can hear it with my screen sharing, but it is speaking. If I take my 2 fingers and run it from the top frame,
A new view of Reconstruction -1 PDF.
it won't read the whole page in Schoology. It will only read it if I select hold. But if I share or send it to, if I'm a student, I'm going to be opening it in Claro PDF, not the Pro. But let's say this is the student's view of it now. They are now able to read it, and they can toggle through the pages. They can expand, they can shrink. They can also use their annotation tools to highlight, to take notes, to have it read to them. They can use the tools to help define.
archivist, recorder, biographer, historiographer, paleographer, antiquarian, chronologist.
Okay. So those are some built-in tools. Now I told you I would show you why this app is better for students who need that reading support than, let's say, Notability. It does all the notations, just like Notability. You can send it back to Schoology as an assignment and turn it in. If I was a student, I can turn that in and submit it as assignment. Discard that. But if I am using Notability, I'm going to show you the difference. So you saw me do it in Claro PDF, the student's free version. But let's say they've been assigned a document. They need to read it and take notes on it and maybe answer some questions that are embedded into this document. So if that student opens that, even though it's accessible now, because we've tested it out and it's accessible, if they send it to Notability, so let's say they're going to create a new note, and they're going to import it, and that's done. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that in Notability. Okay, there it is. So here is this document in Notability. You know, we want to write on it, but we also want to read it. If I go to try to select that in Notability, even though it's now an accessible or true text, it's not allowing me
Note title, current page 1, 14 pages.
to use any of my features. I tried my speak the whole screen. It's not picking it up. And then if I even push on it and to try to select, it's not letting me select text. I can use all my annotation tools to take notes, but it does not allow me to select the text and have the text read back to me. That is the big difference on Notability and Claro PDF Pro from the student's perspective. Now, this is the converted document in Claro PDF. You just learned how to convert a PDF from a file on the iPad. If I was to scroll over to the other tab in the instructional step-by-step guide, it'll walk you through if you're airdropping the PDF document to the iPad. It'll also walk you through how to convert a worksheet that you take a picture of into a text-based document.